Yeah, you're good. Tyson joined us last time.
He did. All right, you ready to roll, Max? Give me an intro.
Oh, should we do the clap thing like John taught us, or?
No, you don't have to. Not with the video.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Just go for it whenever you're ready.
Okay. Welcome, guys, to episode 7 of Play Your Cards podcast. We've got our special guest, one of my best friends, Caroline Gresh, here today. Caroline, if you'd like to introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Caroline.
So, Caroline, we're going to talk about Caroline's story. She's got a really interesting story because she's made a lot of career changes, and she's had a lot of cool stories through college and after college, and just her adventures from one employment to the next. And I'm just really excited to talk about her life as long as as they all connect together.
Caroline, when did you graduate?
I graduated college. When did I
Yeah.
2021.
And then you went into the interior design.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, would you like to talk about how would you tell the folks about what happened, like with your how was your college experience?
It was interesting. I started college in 2017. I don't know why I'm questioning all these
Yeah,
years.
that's when we graduated.
And then my school closed in spring of 2018, which was like.
So you went there for 1 year,
crazy.
correct?
Yeah, 1 year for interior design. But then my program was able to move to another school, and that's where I graduated from.
And what school was that?
2021, UMass.
Oh yeah, am I wearing the hat? I'm wearing the hat. That's right. Today I put it on. You got me this hat for Christmas a couple years ago, and I'm like, I gotta wear this hat today.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah, you remember getting this hat?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh, I gotta wear the hat today.
So you guys been friends for a while? Did you go to school together?
Yeah. So actually, what happened was, we've always like known each other and been acquaintances, and like I'm really close with her cousin as well, who she actually texted me when I was on my way here tonight.
Really?
But yeah. So I've always known her, and she was actually dating one of my best friends. And at the time, we grew very close then, and we always hung out together, and we grew very close. And me and Caroline, they obviously they split up. They're still very cool and stuff like that. It's all still everybody all gets along and stuff like that. But we just stayed very close because we were close to begin with. And through high school, after my accident my sophomore year, that's when me and Caroline started to become close. And so we became really close then. And she was like, she still is one of my best friends. Obviously, we grow apart as we get older and older, but she's still anyone. If I ever need something, I can always text her. And if I text her, I know I'm going to hear back with her in a couple hours, and just somebody I can always trust to go to if I need to have a conversation with somebody or need something from somebody.
Good to have good friends like that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Somebody told me a while ago you only have 5 real friends in your whole life that actually last.
And I believe like she'll definitely be one of them that I'll talk to for the rest of my life. 'Cause, like I'm confident in that. Like I love her, and I tell her every time I see her I love her and how beautiful and great she is to me, and just a great person. So I just appreciate everything she does for me and everything she does for everybody she knows. So
Likewise.
thank you, Caroline.
Very sweet.
I'm beautiful.
Very sweet.
No,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
joking.
You are.
I'm
You're a very
joking.
beautiful person, Max.
Thank you. So are you. As my legs start shaking like crazy. So let's talk about your experience. What you started with I can't talk right now. Sorry, interior design. So what was that career like for the amount of time you did it?
Oh yeah. So I mean, I only did it for 2 years. I did go to school for it for 4 years. So.
And where did you work?
I don't know if I should say that.
Okay. Well, what were you like designing? Like.
I was designing. So I worked at a commercial firm, in Connecticut, and I was designing spaces from like commercial to hospitality to healthcare, like all of the bigger like commercial style spaces. So not really like residential, more like commercial spaces.
Didn't you used to work like a lot like helping design like colleges and stuff like that?
Oh yeah, I did some college work too. Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Did you ever? I know you don't do it anymore, but did you have like a favorite thing you used to design that you used to really enjoy working doing that?
Yeah, I really, really liked working on restaurants. Like if
Okay.
I ever went back to it, I would do restaurants, I think.
Okay, yeah, that's cool. So,
Like fancy restaurants or more? Well, I guess if they're hiring an interior design, it's probably a nice place.
Yeah, like, I mean, anything from like a coffee shop to like a sit-down restaurant, I feel like
It's probably fun.
there's just more room for creativity in the
I
design.
feel like coffee shop is definitely like your vibe, probably your favorite thing to design. I just feel like you're a coffee shop kind of girl.
Yes, I love getting a little treat.
Where's your favorite spot?
Oh, my favorite coffee shop. Oh, right now, I'm loving Doro Marketplace. There's
Where is that
a
one?
couple different locations. There's one in West Hartford, one in Windsor Locks, and then I think one in another town. I don't know. It's a new one, but
Have you ever been to Silk City?
yes, I
That
love
one's
Silk
good.
City. Silk
Yeah.
City's very good.
They always have good
And
desserts
so,
and shit there.
and so I used, like you said, you did the interior design for 2 years. So what made you do the change, and what did you change to exactly?
So I decided I needed to take a step back. I don't know. I don't want to say like it wasn't the right career for me because it was right for the time that I did it.
Yeah, but you found you got other interesting things that you enjoyed more and thought you'd
Yeah.
bring better value to your life. And
Yeah,
what
I
were
just
those things?
I had a pull. I've always had a pull to like do something and like build something for myself. So I felt like I really needed to pursue that before I got too deep into my career. And I was at a point where I was feeling a bit burnt out with like the projects I was being given, and it just didn't feel like the best environment. So I was like, all right, I have a pull. I need to like make a change. I need to quit.
Did you not like working for somebody else?
I don't like working for somebody
It's
else.
tough. Yeah, I don't like working with other people's rules either. But now you are, like, what exactly do you do? You work for yourself? Do you get contracts as a marketing agency? What is it?
Yeah, so I started freelance work for myself and I've been doing user-generated content. So either I will pitch myself to a brand and they will email back saying they want content from me to use on their social media, or I will apply on different websites, or the brand will see my work and reach out to me and ask me to make content for them. So the content can be used on social media or it can be used to run ads on social media platforms. So each of those like kind of different.
So you don't really run ad campaigns like a normal marketing agency would. You kind of just are content creation.
Yes, so
And then they do as they please with it.
yeah, and sometimes I even work with agencies when they're sourcing creators, so like I'm the
Okay.
creator that they source.
Okay, that's cool. So do you have any contracts with agencies, or like how much content would you make for a brand that you just got a new deal with?
So I had a deal. It totally depends on the brand's needs.
Mhm.
I do find that agencies have more like repeat work and bigger packages. So I did do a deal with Amazon,
Oh shit.
and that was a 5 video a month deal for 3 months. So that was a total of 15 videos. That's the biggest deal that I've done.
Mhm.
Yeah.
15 videos. I mean, content's everything right now. But what are they? Amazon must be good or no?
Yeah, well, yeah, it's good.
Like how many jobs would you do in a month?
Oh, it depends. It depends how much I want to apply myself. That's what I
Okay.
like about it though, because it's really flexible.
And you can kind of make your own hours and your own schedule. Like if you feel like, oh, say 1 month you had a really busy month, and the next month I got to lay back a little bit. I'm not going to try to apply myself to many positions because I don't want to overwhelm myself like I did the following month. So I feel like you always have the option to kind of like pick what work you want to do and what work you don't want to do.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. And I can always like fall back on like other skill sets if I feel like I'm being burnt out in this one. So
So when a brand or when you have a deal, they must have some requirements on what they want to see, but is it they kind of give you the reins and you have to demonstrate a product, or how do you come about making content and how do you keep new fresh stuff coming in?
So I feel like it depends. Sometimes the brands will reach out with like a complete brief that needs to be followed,
And they just need a face.
and they just need a face to the
Okay.
brief. But then a lot of the time, and what I prefer is to be given like a set sort of guidelines of like what they're looking for and what it's going to be used for. But like I get to create and like
Yeah.
come up with the style of the content. So like following either a trend or
Okay.
doing like a routine style video integrating a product, or just finding a way to make it really relate to the audience, and especially with ads, finding a way to connect with the target consumer.
That's really the goal, is to get more engagement. It's all social media, right?
So what is like some of the products you have done, and like what, some of your favorites and some of your least favorites you've done?
I've done a lot of supplement companies, and I really enjoy those because I feel like it's really easy to authentically integrate them like into my routine and demonstrate that on camera. Um, I don't think I have any least favorites because I feel like I have so much. Oh, I do have a least favorite. Oh, I have so much creative control. So like,
Yeah.
it hasn't. The only like least favorite to me would be like when the client wasn't great to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really like the product. However, everyone, like, as you start something new, you learn as you go. And I did do this one deal that I thought was going to be great. And it was fine, but it took me so long because the product was a paint by number and I had to paint the entire thing
Oh shit.
and take a video of it. And then I realized that it takes like 10 hours to paint. And I was
Yeah.
like, okay, this wasn't as worth my time as I'd expected.
Mm-hmm.
And
So,
do you,
yeah.
do you still draw and paint? Because I mean, as if you guys follow me on Instagram, or my old Instagram, I haven't posted my new one, but she's an incredible artist and painter. And do you still do that though? I mean, because I know you used to draw and paint a lot. It was very like therapeutic to you. How did that? Do you still use that as therapy, or do you do something else now, or?
Yes, I do. It's one of those things that, like, if everything was perfect in this world, that's all I would be doing.
And because she's amazing. If you don't, you guys, when we mention her social media at the end, you gotta check them out. Because I mean, her paintings and drawings are amazing. They're out of this world.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Yeah, I
So do you
love it.
do you have any projects going on right now, or?
Like painting wise and drawing wise, I try to do a little bit here and there. It's really bad. It's like one of those things that's like tugging at me because I know it's what I need to be doing. But I can't think of any off the top of my head. I probably have like 5 unfinished projects, but I'll probably start a new one next time I decide to paint.
Yeah, never have enough time to finish something.
Because
Yeah.
you painted me that turtle, and as you know, I like turtles. That's like their joke.
Yeah.
And it just came out amazing. I've seen you drawn like beautiful trucks and just a bunch of beautiful landscapes. And so, do you have like a favorite thing to draw or paint? Is like, or just kind of if somebody gives you an idea, you just
What's
kind
your
of
style
own
of
thing
painting?
with it.
Yeah, I think I like painting still lifes. So like I like painting from life. I realized I don't like painting from just something I'm picturing in my head. I like to like have something in front of me or have a picture in front of me and base it off of that.
So visual kind of visual
Yeah.
kind of painting.
Yeah, and like realism, but also I also like oh, why am I forgetting the word? It's another style that kind of takes stuff from realism, but also stuff from like abstract and like blends it together. I don't know why I'm forgetting the word, but like Monet style painting,
Okay.
I'm like obsessed with. Yeah.
So do you have any like do you like any who gave you like the idea for social media, and like where did you get it from, like where do you get the idea like, oh, I want to start marketing for other companies? Did you like just like you have a just wake up one day and like I want to try this, or do you like know somebody that was in that business and just like told you about it and you're like, I want to try that too?
That's such a good question. I actually, this is probably what like everyone says nowadays, but I saw it on TikTok. I saw someone that was like, I make this much money from home by doing this, or I'm an influencer, but I don't have to post on my socials. And I
Yeah.
was like, ooh, and they get all these like things for free. So I was like, all right, let me learn about that. So I learned about it like last year, and it just took a few months for me to actually just like get the knowledge I needed to start.
I started the same way too. It was an ad on Instagram
Yeah.
saying this is something that people are making a lot of money from home doing. And I was like, okay, that sounds kind of enticing. I'm not making any money right now. Let me try something new. And then, going from working from somebody else to working for your own, what's like the daily, the daily actions you take that are different, and how much more rewarding is it?
So much more rewarding. I think what's different is I can actually get enough sleep,
Yeah.
which is like a huge thing for
Wake
me.
up whenever you want to, really, right?
Yes,
Whenever
and
you
like
need
I
to.
still try to wake up early, but like I feel like I can just get enough sleep and take care of myself more, and I'm able to integrate more of my self-care, which in turn like helps me put out a better version of myself.
And be a better business owner too if you're taking
Yes.
care of yourself first.
And that's
Yes.
where I feel like you became like you're always like a very happy and humble and just very positive person, but I feel like you just became much more like free spirit after you started this journey as well. Like not having the stress of like having to worry about, well, I have to be at work at this time tomorrow and I have to finish this project by so and so. Like you had your own freedom, like, oh, I don't have to worry about it as much. Like I have to finish this project by the end of the month, but it's nothing like I'm stressing about it because I have 31 days to do instead of a 1 week or however long you had to do it for an interior design project. And I feel like,
Yeah.
how did that change your like mindset and look at life?
Oh my gosh. It's just like the world of a difference. I have to say, like, last week or the week before, I was working from 8 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. just editing for this deal I had with an app. And had I worked those hours in an office for someone else and not got paid overtime,
So
I would have
draining.
been so much more drained.
Miserable.
But instead, I like submitted my work at 10:30, and I was like, I just did that for me. Like that's building my
And you're
business.
satisfied with the work, and you don't have to worry about like, oh, that's what the client wants or that's what my company wants, but like that's how I like it and that's how they like it, like because you have your own freedom, you can do what you want to do, and they're gonna accept your work because they trust you, which is I
Yes.
feel like really rewarding probably.
That is also very rewarding because I feel like they put a lot more trust in me and like yes, if there's edits that need to be done, I'm happy to send a round of revisions for them, but that's maybe happened like once in this whole time because they just really trust the creator
Mhm.
because they know that that's where like ads and everything is moving.
So, um, these companies, is there anyone that you said you had a revision once? Is there anybody that gives you a hard time, like this isn't really what we were looking for?
I've never had that, but I think it's because I ask so many questions
Yep.
and there's always like a contract in place. So that's something that I didn't necessarily expect was I have to read so many contracts and like red line contracts just to try
Yeah.
to get it somewhere that's mutually agreeable. So I feel like as long as it's like not breaking contract, they can't say something
I
like
can't say
that.
no.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if it was like if they were being like really mean about it, but that's never happened to me. I've seen it happen with other people.
Yeah. So the contracts must be pretty in depth then on as far as what they want.
Yeah.
So that's probably the most annoying part of what you do.
Yeah, just like it's hard to read and like process it all sometimes. Yeah, I think that is probably like the most technical part.
So right now you're like a 1099 employee as far as you're working under a contract for somebody else. So have you ever done or ever thought about doing your own uh, content creation business as far as marketing it to smaller brands and smaller people? Because I've looked into that before, just because making all the content, it's a full-time job. So if I could use somebody else to leverage that, it might be something worthwhile in the future, just not right now. But I know that that is pretty profitable as far as paying somebody else to do the editing, and those services are expensive too. So have you ever thought about making your own sort of business?
Well,
Yeah.
that's actually what I was gonna ask next. 'Cause I know you started another page. It wasn't your main. You started the page Caroline Aligned, and that was a really cool page. Are you still active on that Instagram account?
Yeah, actually, I
Because I
think
feel like it's that kind of page you kind of like girl, like that was for yourself. That was for yourself. It wasn't about like your social life, but it was about how you looked at life. And it was the Carolina Line page was always really cool because it's very like spiritual and just about believe. You had your beliefs and you believe strongly in, which I respect a lot. And it was just you posted very interesting stuff. So is that kind of your page? Is like that's kind of just your page, like just your thoughts, just like, you don't have to worry about people think. You just kind of post whatever you want, and you can if you like it or you don't like it, you can follow if you don't want to, or you can and vice versa, kind of. I feel like that's kind of your page where you just like kind of show people who you are as a person.
yeah, I feel like I ended up kind of moving that more towards my main account, and I tried to so like my main Instagram account now is more where I share that stuff, but I do still have that Instagram account where I'm planning on eventually sharing some artwork.
Okay.
But that's also my handle for my TikTok.
Okay.
So that is also where I show
Okay,
more of
so
myself.
double marketing kind of, yeah.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to have so many accounts because I'm like I just want it all to be like me in one place. But then to go back to what you were saying too, um, a lot of creators in the UGC industry end up pitching to brands for monthly services and like monthly retainer deals. So it's like, let me up level your brand's page with my content creation style and also like this strategy. Like, let me develop a unique strategy for your brand, and like you can pay me for 10 videos a month, and those 10 videos can be posted like every few days. And that's kind of, I feel like, a place where a lot of people take their UGC business.
Yeah, well, I could see what you're doing now is exactly that, but instead of getting individual contracts and reaching out to different brands, you market yourself as doing that, and you allow people to come to you.
Yeah.
Which is just kind of a different.
Yeah, it's kind of like you definitely have you can tell you have the ball in your court, like you're making the moves, like so it's kind of like making it so like you're becoming known as like for other companies, so they come to you like, oh, I see how good these videos are she makes, like she's definitely making an effect on other people's products, so like so it's probably got to be nice like people come to you saying like, oh, could you make videos for me, and saying you have to reach out because I can tell the ball's in your court in this business already, kind of. It's so early.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
So you mentioned you work like 14 hours, but this is something that you already have a creative mind, so I feel like it's probably not challenging for you to do that, and you're working for yourself, so it's more rewarding. Is it better to work 14 hours for yourself, every other day, or is it better to work 8 hours a day for somebody else?
Oh, I don't know. Honestly, it depends. Because, like, there are certain jobs that I feel like I wouldn't mind working, like,
'Cause it
6 to 8 hours for someone else. But when I was working, like, my design job, I was constantly working more than, like,
Hmm.
the amount of time that I was getting paid for.
'cause
So in that sense, it wasn't rewarding.
are you still babysitting as well? I know you're doing that a couple days a week as well. Are you still?
Sometimes.
I know you're nannying and stuff with that too, because I know that's obviously a rewarding job, but you can get burnt out with that too, as I know as I work in the school system. So
Yeah.
some days I'll get out of school and like that day felt like it was a week, but it was 6 hours and
Yeah. I feel that
but
too.
like feel like just like in any job, like obviously even this you probably get some days where you're burnt out. Like I don't feel like sitting in front of a screen all day editing, but it's much more rewarding when you're doing it for yourself and you're making yourself happy, not worrying about what other people think about it, kind of.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
In my position, it's like I am so, I guess, well, really just passionate about helping other people. So um, achieve what I've achieved, but it allows me to really focus on my health and fitness. So
And you obviously have, because how many clients do you have nowadays in the Fast Fit Academy?
almost 45. So it's been up and down, but
And
doing pretty good.
and when did you start this? Not even a year ago, probably,
A
right?
little over a year.
A little over a year, and you already got 45 paying clients, and your social media page has already got over like 3,300 followers. I mean, it's
growing
fast, and I mean,
Yeah, we're moving,
and I
but
can tell. I follow your account. I see the reposts on your story because your clients are putting in the work and they're actually fighting. Like
that's my favorite part about it.
That's like
Oh,
half
I
the
love
battle
it.
to get the followers, and so that it shows you're consistent. You're not gonna go and say, oh, somebody didn't show up for class one day. It's not like, oh, they give up. Like, no, your clients are consistent. They're actually putting in the work, and you can tell you're passionate about helping the people that's around you and that sign up for your class. So
Well, recently it's been more quality over quantity. Like I up my prices as far as what I'm charging for service, but it's a lot more involved too. So I really do focus on getting my clients the results, and that's what's most important to me is having good relationships with those people.
yeah, because
And
there might be like only person with fitness injury that they know, and like they obviously trust you because you know what you're doing. You do your homework to know what's going to be best for each person. So
yeah, that's really the rewarding part about it is like the before and afters and getting to post that shit. It's like what they're doing is working, and I'm getting to help people achieve
I just saw the one you
that
posted the other
success.
day. Those guys you posted, those like 3 guys that you posted, like the before and after was like night and day. It was like
Yeah,
like
it's
a complete
awesome, right?
180. Yeah.
People losing 30, 40, 50 pounds, and it's like, dude, that's life changing for somebody, you know?
And
And
well,
I'm
I mean,
able
that's
to help
probably
somebody get there,
you
which
did
is
the
so
same
cool.
thing too. I mean, right? Kind of. I mean,
But yeah, I was always a chubby kid growing up,
but I
and
mean,
then I
you
was
were
a
never
really
really
skinny
chubby,
kid.
but like you were bigger, but you were never like overweight or like out of shape. But like,
Yeah, I was the awkward kid. I was super awkward, and then
but you weren't though, really. You were.
I was, I was, and at least in my
I
eyes
never
it
thought
was.
that at all.
And then I graduated, I was like 130 pounds, so I wasn't ever healthy until I hired a trainer. And then when I did hire a trainer, it was so life-changing, you know, and now I get to help people achieve that same success that I did,
Are you
which is
still in touch
awesome.
with that trainer that helped you, or?
Yeah, she goes to my gym, hang out with her all the time. She's
That's
cool.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so that's gotta be rewarding that like you grew a friendship and she's somebody you can trust and go to for advice as well because like she's seen how far you've come and she's looking for the same results with people. So it's gotta be cool to have a friend like that with somebody that
Exactly.
helped you change your life and you're able to help them change other people's life as well, do with the same concept kind of.
Yeah, totally, man. Totally. And now it's as I progress with the business side of things too, it's like I have a lot of friends that are trainers, and your average personal trainer that's a hard job. You know, you got to be there 8, 10 hours a day, and you're training people for pennies on the dollar, especially when you're working for a big gym. But now, like changing to all online, it's a lot more profitable. You can help more people, and just the relationships you make are, I feel like, better because instead of seeing somebody 3, 4 times a week and seeing them for an hour, now you have this contact with them the whole week, and you're much more in tune with what they're actually doing. And you may not see them in person, but the relationships you build are better because you have to focus more on the communication side of things.
Yeah, but
Versus seeing that person in person in the real life, you know, you see them for a couple hours a week, and yeah, you have great conversation, but now it's like more of a focus to make sure I really have a strong relationship with that person. They trust me and I trust them. I always tell them too, it's like everything or the relationship I have with my clients is like a marriage because the more that they give me, the more I'm allowed to, or the more I'll be able to help them too. So
Yeah.
in that sense,
It's
it's all
gotta
about.
feel great when like a client like you haven't talked to like all week, but then like I say, like, oh, you gave them their workouts for the week, but then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, then they send you a PR. They're hitting a PR, like, oh,
Yeah.
they just went and ran this certain amount of distance, and you got to feel so proud, and they got to feel so proud, and you just got to be able to make that connection, even if you're not seeing them in person, but like,
It's so cool.
just on a phone call, like,
Yeah.
I've been around you when you're meeting with clients, and they tell you like, oh, I just did this, and it's just like you can tell that connection because the excitement is equal for both of you
Oh
guys.
my God, I get so wound up over
Yeah,
it.
and I see it like the stuff you post on Instagram, just very motivational, just like you're wanting the best for everybody. It's
That's
inspiring. I really appreciate everything you do. I'm glad you're hosting this podcast with me because I just
Yes,
feel like
sir.
we connect really good, and
And that's
I
why
love
we're
it.
doing it too, Max.
I just love these open conversations with friends. I feel like they're really rewarding, and it's good to get off each other's chest.
Yeah, that's the coolest thing is building relationships with new people, having these great friends. And honestly, that's why I wanted to do this too with you, is just because of your story, and I know that you could benefit and impact people too.
Well, that's all I want to do. Like I said, I just want to slowly grow this podcast bigger and bigger. I pray every day at this podcast. I just want to slowly record more and more episodes and just get it bigger and bigger and just help the people around me. So I think that's about. Do you have anything else you would like to talk about today, or?
Thank you for this podcast. It's really.
Well, thank you so much for
really
coming
good.
on. It was great hearing your story, and I definitely have to have you on again soon, maybe in like another year or so. We'll see how your business is going in another year or so, and see how you've improved and what else you've learned. But I just want to thank you, everybody, for watching. Please go follow Caroline. What's your Instagram? Caroline Gresh, right?
Yeah.
And Caroline Aligned on Instagram. Go follow the Fast Fit Academy. Go follow the max.a.daniel and Play Your Cards podcast. And if you could, please just give this a share. It'd mean the world to me. And let's just slowly grow this bigger and bigger. And just thank you, everybody, for watching. See you guys.
Very nice.